Gonna paint this transmission. Finally got it back from the transmission shop, and we are trying to get this thing up in the car maybe tomorrow or maybe even super late tonight. Nice torque converter here. Pretty sweet unit there, 10-inch billet back half deal. And yes, I love my bare feet, I really do. All OSHA approved and stuff. Get this join y'all, get a seat and begin the painting. Old brush paint. Jet black. What's up, yo? Got some striped paint. Sure what you mean, but I got some Rust-Oleum paint. Brush paint. Not gonna spray it. I like a brush finish on metal. Stuff like this. A brush finish turns out really nice. I do apologize that I left my mics in the car. I'm pretty sure I left the mics in the car, in the Impala. So, unfortunately, I'll just have to speak clearly. Welcome, everyone. Let's see, Jet Black says, you send their apprentice out to get, straight to paint. Got that right. Yeah, this thing is gonna look pretty cool. I do like some blue. I like to get the details first in the edges. Get it in the cracks first. In the tight areas first, and then get to the major stuff. So I do it with spray can. I'm just gonna assume a brush ain't too much different. Should look pretty nice when it's all said and done. We're gonna have us a red, white, and blue America theme going on here. This thing is super heavy too. I don't know if y'all have ever seen a Chrysler 518 overdrive. That's what you're looking at here. 518. And the overdrive section is absolutely brutal. This thing is serious. It's got massive clutches in the overdrive section. Pretty impressive. So, thing is, we can't really use overdrive until about 175 miles an hour. And I don't know what the aerodynamics is going to be like in that situation. We'll feel better. Buckle this chin strap, huh? Did some testing this weekend at the track. Went really good with the green car. That was pretty sweet. Not pretty much. I can just lay the first kit right to it. Just dump it off the starting line. It really eats. Hooks up great. Doesn't spin, doesn't wheelie. It just heads on up out of there. Pretty good. I'll do a couple layers, get this stuff looking nice, a couple layers deep. Tell you what, I'm going to hold the phone so I can actually... Okay, hold up. You know what? I will. You're lifting that screwdriver. Wait. Out of what? Right, yeah. 87 Global. A 518. No 392. This is a... Give me that. There we go. Let's see about... Maybe I'll hold it. Y'all can get better view. I can see what you guys are... Yeah, it's a 518. And definitely not a 392. Anyways, twin 76s on a 416-inch R3 Indy-headed small block Dodge. It's a 518. It's got cope billet racing transmissions, billet valve body with trans brake, with reverse is actually neutral, and then neutral is now first, and it goes, full manual valve body down through there. It's got all the billet pistons and accumulators and input shaft, I think intermediate shaft. It's got quite literally everything. I mean, it's got 6 piston billet planetaries in it. It's pretty sweet, man. Got to hold them horsepowers all together, right? While having overdrive. So now just putting the finishing touches on it. So it's out of a diesel truck, Dodge diesel. Super beat. No, it's a Dodge Dart. It's kind of weird. I know most Mopar guys are kind of weird. I'll let my brother know that he's kind of weird. I'm a Chevy guy, but yeah, no, I'm just playing with him. Yeah, all period correct, all numbers matching. Oh no, you put the stripe in the wrong place. Whatever that means, like whatever they do. Well, Phil ain't that guy. As you can see, my brother, Dodge guy. Now he's got a Dodge engine, all Crower billet rods and solid roller gangster gang. And now we got a Dodge transmission, all gangster. And we got a Dodge 8 3/4 rear end in a Dodge car. So he's a little weird, right? Like, all purist, but yet he's got some thugged out version of purity. So that's pretty cool. Fun stuff. There was built, what's the case, etc. Stock case. I talked to Cope Racing Tram, literally John Cope, his name is, the guy that is pretty much the overdrive Chrysler transmission guru that makes all the gangster stuff that we got here. And I asked him about an Ultra Bell. I was like, got an Ultra Bell for these? I can't find them nowhere unless it's a big block Ultra Bell, right? And he says, why the hell do you want to put why do you want to put an Ultra Bell on it? I said, well, for strength. He says, you can't get any stronger than a stock Chrysler case. I said, come on. He goes, nope, it's round. Chevrolet, I'm a Chevy guy, right? So we don't have a bell housing, bottom half. So we're missing all this structure right here. Chryslers apparently are really strong because it's a perfect bell. The more you know, right? It's kind of cool. Fun stuff. Blue. Aside from driving the car, is probably the most gratifying part of building the whole thing, right? Painting. Make it pretty. Oh, there's a lot of people. What's your block? It's a R3. No, it's a Dodge Dart, and it is a Mopar Performance R3 NASCAR block. It's O-ring, receiver groove heads, Indy 360-1, cylinder heads on it, 18 degree, solid roller. So aftermarket block, but not a diesel. The transmission came from a diesel truck. That's what the core came from. After that, everything else is aftermarket billet racing type stuff inside of here. It's just a case to do the job and get us overdrive while holding however much horsepower we can make with it. 373, it's a 350 gear. No, it's back braced, jet black. It's actually 3/4 inch. I mean, it's only 1/4 inch different. And it's back braced. It's got 35 spline axles. It's spool. I mean, this thing's pretty gangster. He's not going to hurt it, especially with turbos. We didn't hurt it with nitrous. We ain't going to hurt it with turbos. 67 Chrysler Newport. That's cool. Yeah, 6-speed. Yeah, this is a 4-speed, overdrive, whatever. That's pretty neat. So, yep. All just to put it up under the car, right? Oh well, keep it from corroding and looking nasty in the future. Gear ratio, it's a 350 gear. That's what we run on the back. So if he's under full chooch, he ain't going to need overdrive to 175 miles an hour and third. And I'm not quite sure the aerodynamics of a brick are good for much more than that. So it needs to be, got to be careful, right? Got a parachute though. That'll help straighten him out if he gets in trouble. It is worth it to, yeah, paint it's rebuilt. I know. If you only heard Ringo 6688, if you heard what I just said, it's, you know, it's a lot more in it. We got a bunch of billet everything in here. It's pretty cool. Like super nice billet internals in this thing. Billet trans brake, I mean, it's sick. Billet valve body, input shaft, intermediate shaft, everything you can get. 6-piston billet, planetaries, you name it, it's in here. But you're right, my grandpa said something about that one time. Some kind of an overhaul, probably shouldn't repeat. Manual, oh yeah. Did we machine aluminum? No. Why not 9-inch Ford? Because the 370, that's alright, because the 8 3/4 with similar work, which it has done already, will withstand what this car can put down, which is a lot, but no need. Just doesn't need it. It will actually do the job. You can go pretty fast with those things. That's why. And that's neat. It's all Dodge powered, the whole thing. I got a 9-inch in my green car, my Impala. Ain't no shame. No, the yoke's no big deal. You just buy it and pay for it, right? Drive shaft shop, they just do whatever needs to be done. That part doesn't matter. This thing's got, it's about $6,500 in this transmission in parts, front to back. That's no joke. So a yoke is just but a small thing. I told my trans builder to leave it, don't paint it, just raw. I want it completely raw so I can go over it and lay several layers of really nice, you know, this pretty blue paint on here and make it super nice. This is just the first layer going on here. The block is blue. I bet y'all probably want to see more of that. I'll show you right quick. I got this no prep race coming up this weekend. I drove the Impala to the track. Made 2 really nice licks I'm pretty happy with. Let's see. Goat build is awesome. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Cope is some awesome products. And AA. We got some stuff from them too, some planetaries and stuff. So here's the wastegate dumps, exhaust. That's for the vacuum pump right there. Make some horsepowers now. We got dual feed billet CSU 85 carb on here. Even the boost reference hoses are all, you know, done right. Anyway, and I did most of that in my bare feet. Can't stand some shoes now. Golly. Living on the beach too long. Yep. Painting blue. Blue. Oh, however that song goes. This is old Rust-Oleum blue. Get a little bit of red, white, and blue America theme going with the paint when we're done. That'd be pretty cool. Hence the white on the intake and stuff when I showed it to you all there. Got gawkers over there. You look in and you see Turbskis sticking up out of there, and everybody does the brake check. Skirt! You know who's the car guy, who ain't, by the way they check the brakes. What's up, Bear? You heard them too? They're fine. They went on ahead. I know it. Appreciate you checking. Crazy dog. She won't let nothing slide. Nobody. Yeah. David Freiberger School of Protective Footwear. Got that right. Told you she's gonna watch them now. Yes. That's right. OSHA approved. Y'all probably would have laughed if I was doing lives back when I was doing the cage in there. In this car, I put a cage in it, and I was cutting and welding that with bare feet too. Look like some guy in a third world country probably. I don't care. Barefoot bandit. What up? Beautiful rock. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. So this car actually has LEDs up under the edge there, and we're putting LED headlights in it too. So it will be looking pretty cool as far as the red goes. This thing is heavy. This transmission is so heavy. It's 4L80 plus heavy. It is. They're wicked. I took it out the Honda with the engine lift. I wasn't playing around. Too old for that. Guys might drop it on my bare feet. What? Beautiful. Google Shady Side. Oh yeah, I know about Shady Side. Yes sir. Escape Hunt. I know heard about it. I just never been there. You know, ain't been there. Oh yeah. Yeah, good stuff. I also want to do Yellow Belly. Yeah, whatever. It's yeah, love my bear. What you doing, little bear? All this just to put it up underneath the car. Can you move? Hey, can you move? Can you move, please? Go. Yeah? Thank you. Appreciate that. Hello, hello. Nice. Was it a good season for growing corn? That's cool. Gearbox for this car. 67 Dodge Dart GT with twin 76 millimeters on a 416. Well, I appreciate you growing corn, mate Jay, because my cars run on E85 and they need corn. So that's what's up. Pretty cool. I know, like boring tasks. Just it's probably one of those like mindless videos. It's like a fidget spinner, but a video. Well, my car made some mean licks yesterday. I was super happy about that. Green car. Drove it 2 hours to the racetrack. Turned that thing loose and it just stuck everything I threw at it. Then I turned it up more and it stuck that too. So now this weekend I'm going to go there and throw just pretty much, not pretty much, quite literally everything I have at it because that's all it's got. There is no more. So that means it's either really slow or really damn fast, I guess, right? Why brush and not genuine spray? Genuinely curious. It is much thicker paint. It applies over the casting like this. If you look close, look at the nasty. See that? How gross that looks, right? Well, if you put enough of this on there, it's like lipstick on a turd or a very unattractive woman. It helps a tiny bit. That's why. Because it's like tractor paint, you know, just, I don't know, I like how it lays out on the cast. It really is nice, and it's so thick and it's durable. It's incredibly durable paint. That's why brushing. And it doesn't make a mess. You don't get overspray on beautiful cars or beautiful paint. stuff like that. Masking cars off, all just stuff. That's much peaceful. That way, instead, you can just get it on your feet. How much is a quarter Rust-Oleum? I ain't sure. Oop, my bad, y'all. Not Ford Blue. It is Royal Gloss. Gloss Royal Blue. Yeah, almost Ford Blue. Almost. But I intentionally chose not to Ford Blue. Actual, just Rust-Oleum like tractor paint. It looked pretty nice. Hey, I look all right underneath a car for the people that never look at it, including me. Buddy said, paint your toenails for a sub and a like. That is hilarious. I'm dead ass real herp nerp. That is fucking hilarious. Mechanic 30 years. I was taught to never use Rust-Oleum. Well, I've been a race car builder for 20 years, and nobody ever taught me, nor did I teach them, nor did there any problems arise from using Rust-Oleum paint. So that's cool. I'd probably be more concerned about the internals of things like, you know, forged pistons and billet connecting rods and aftermarket engine blocks and billet planetary kits and all the input shafts and all that stuff. But there may be something to it. I ain't gonna say there ain't. I just know that this is gonna get a whole lot of it. I do know that. Do 240, watch the paint dry. I know. I was thinking the same thing, Steve. I really was like, wow, this is pretty fun. 250 people are watching paint dry. But he said we don't paint our nails. Rust-Oleum lowers the gas mileage, I bet. Something like that, right? Less horsepower. Something. Not sure what. But I know it fills in the casting pretty nice. You know, as far as casta, you know, the goopy old crusty looking aluminum. Does real good, so whatever. I'm just gonna paint this half for a while here, and then I'll try to spin it around. It makes it go faster. Ooh, we should do a poll. Does Rust-Oleum slow it down or speed it up? Let the comments decide. I bet. What do you think? I bet you painting in your bare feet speeds it up a little bit. It's got to. It's got to at least put a few caveman points on there, right? Like make the carburetor flow a little more, or something. Try to turbo. It adds 3% more slip to the converter. That's what it is. Damn it, slippery shit. Down, Jet Black. He's on it. He thinks it's gonna slow down because the converter slipped, probably. Let's see. I'm trying to run turbo cans of Rust-Oleum. I don't think so. Not quite Ford Blue. Gloss Royal Blue. We gotta stick with the America theme, you know, and reliability. I wouldn't paint no unreliable color on something now. Come on now. I mean, we, you know, can't do that. This is Chrysler Blue. You know, they have blue too. Heck, it could be Chevy Blue. It's America Blue. That's what it is. They keep all the horsepower in. That's the secret with Rust-Oleum. Make sure the horsepower don't get out. Lay it on there so thick, make sure the case don't crack. I hope my brother's watching this right now. Yeah, where you from? Lots of sirens. I know. It's freaking sweet, isn't it? Go ahead, there's gas on the bed on calipers. Oh man, we gotta keep away from the calipers. Where you from? Lots of sirens. From the ghetto. No, the hood. We have feral cats sleeping in the yard. We've got occasional burnouts in front of homes and sirens every 30 minutes. perfect location. It's one of those locations where no one's gonna like try you, like rob you or anything, but you can do a burnout in front of your house and no one's also gonna call the cops either. So it's just about right for now. He said lots of sirens. It's like 5 o'clock at night or in the evening or someplace over here. You wouldn't believe the siren. It's like 8:30 in the morning. Somebody stubs their toe and calls 911 like clockwork. He says China blue. Maybe. Let's see, painting so it doesn't rust the aluminum. Exactly. Bright blue is similar back in the day. All gas, no calipers, floater boy. Hey, somebody's guessing. Near where crime happens, because there's sirens all the time. It's perfect. Just my speed. Literally. Y'all hear that G-body? I know you heard G-body. How come I can just hear a G? How do I know it's a G-body? I just heard something. How did I know it's a G-body? It's got that Good Wrench 350 through Flowmaster sound. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Good for keeping the bolts tight. Yes, sir. We had a high-speed chase out here about a month or two ago. 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And this dude in a Hellcat pulls up right here, right in front of the driveway. So I go walking out to this dude. He's driving like an idiot, like all of them do. And I'm like, yo, do you like really race this thing, or you just spin around with it? No, I'll race it. I said, what do you want to race? That? You know, there's something here I got here. Said, oh, yeah. I said, cool. So I got his Instagram, and he pulls in right there, noses in, backs out, and faces this way. And I'm standing right here walking in. And at the end of the road down there, Georgia State Patrol pulls in behind him. And he does a massive burnout with GSP right there, all the way to there. Hits the brakes and pulls over to go to his house or somebody's house. And then that ensued in supercharger noises, burnouts, coming through the back alley behind the houses, sliding out of here sideways, GTA straight, let the dog out, maul somebody, helicopters. It's absolutely fabulous entertainment. Yeah, all the laughy faces, I'm telling you. It's freaking great. I come and go from around the area here. I got properties and elsewhere. I travel a lot. I just come here, do stuff, and then go back to my bat cave. Go back, let's see the Turbskis. Turbskis. 176. 276 on a 416. When I get the first coat of paint, like all the way on this thing, then I'll walk you all around it. Sir. Yeah, this is the last thing it needs to run. We got that. Got the torque convertible right there. Big T custom billet front half. Flanged any balloon plate, pretty, it's pretty nice. Any balloon plated flanged hub deal. Hold a bunch of power. It's awesome. This car was nitrous car, and we already outran a whole pack of 1,000cc liter bikes with it on just a little kit, little 200, 2.25 or something like that. So look that up on my page if you would. Give me a sub. Check it out. And there's Dodge versus the world, and it's this Dodge Dart just absolutely wrecking house on everything, just absolutely baptizing everybody, just pushing them all back. Ruthless, completely savage. And that was nitrous. Now we got these 76s on it. We're looking for, 1,300 to the hub. This is that's the wiring harness right there, all done. Fuel system all done, ready. Got a crank trigger on it, and big cap distributor, 85, all the cool stuff. All the fire. I've got rolling anti-lag wired up on this thing. You probably like that when you get that rolling. You'll be able to do rolling anti-lag, boost, boost control, all kinds of cool stuff. Look at the bear. Love my bear. Can't wait. This is literally all I was lacking is this. So, oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Damn, look at that. Gosh. Okay, shut up. Keep doing. Keep working. That's nice. Got to get that right. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's Jeff Kendall. Yeah, it's fast, dude. This car rides. It is so fast. My brother's had it since 1991, and it was painted in 1997, and it looks like it's maybe like a year out the paint shop. It's a beautiful car. Yeah, beautiful. Here is so nice. Oh, Billet, everything. Can't wait for this weekend, though. Whew. Gosh. My green car, I kind of feel like it's on a mission. It runs pretty good now. And the starting line will be better this weekend than it was last weekend when I ran it. 8-second rig, definitely. Probably push it a little deeper, honest to God, if he really lays on the shit. This is a pretty serious unit. He's got everything. It's not lacking any place for any reason. Not connect. I mean everything. Like, yeah, no stone unturned. Pretty cool. Beautiful unit. Fun. Let's keep the crud off. Got to spin it around on this chair though, make it accessible for the other side. I'll come back to this in a minute. I just want to get that other side painted up pretty good. It's a 518 Andrew overdrive Chrysler unit with all billet cool stuff. I'm gonna put this camera back in this stand over here, and Ford Comp blue. No, Royal Gloss blue. We can't have no Ford blue now. Dodge blue, AMC blue, Chevy blue, anything. America blue. It's not Ford blue. Even if the thing had a Ford 9-inch, it'd be like, there's something. But no Ford piece is nowhere near this thing. This thing is really heavy, and the paint's still wet. Let's see how much I want to scoot this around. It is super heavy, I promise you. It's going to be ridiculous. Go. Nice. Scoot your rag up under that. If I could spin it around, maybe I could move from one chair to the other chair. Probably. Now, let me try something like that. Disadvantages of being working by yourself, but you know what? I'll take working by myself at my time, my leisure, over for anybody else. I assure you. Let's see. Chair may collapse. Nah. Kind of think it might hold. No, it's got to be. We have a massive trans cooler with its own fan and stuff. Heat ain't gonna be an issue at all. What's over that turbo car of yours? That's the transmission for it, Infamous Nova. There it is. What I've been lacking. Right here. Transmission. Give me. Come to me. Something like that. Oh, there. Only wearing a little bit of it. And now I'll bring you guys around this side, and I can paint this side. And 300 and however many of us can watch paint dry with me. 280 of us. We're going on a 413 61 model. Yeah, that's cool. If any of the viewers don't know, if you're looking here, that 413 Chrysler wedge, y'all look that up. That is a cool motor. It made 410 horse in the solid lifter version, damn near a 1 horse per cubic inch, way back before many other people were making that kind of power. Little jetting, little timing, and it would make well past that 450, 460 horsepower out the crate, out the box. So a 413 Chrysler, a wedge motor, them jokers can eat. Surprise, surprise. Where's my map sensor? There ain't none. This is carburetor, brother. Well, the map for the MSD box is inside. I learned to build rockets. Yeah. Yeah, walls are thick. That's right. Yeah, shiny things. I know, right? Yes, shiny stuff is always fun. Y'all want this view, or you want to watch paint dry from the other side? What MSD am I running? It's a 6AL with a 6 BTM with a 2-stage retard on top of, a single-stage retard on top of that, and a 2-step rev limiter on top of that. So it's got 18 degrees of retard in the BTM box, and then if we go to the moon boost, I can go to the 2nd stage retard and pull however much timing I need to out of that. And it's got a crank trigger with a big cap distributor, and obviously that'll cover plenty of timing support, you know. Appreciate it. Yeah. So that's what's on it for that little hybrid kind of my own little MSD setup. You know, a little extra, pull a little extra out of it if I need, which we might. But I'm looking for 20 pounds of boost to make about 1,300 horsepower to the tires on 20 pounds. Or to the hub is what I'm looking for. And we got a hub dyno we're taking it to about 45 minutes away from here. We'll take it. This weekend I will be at Paradise Drag Strip in Calhoun, Georgia with my green car, running the True Street class on 28-inch slicks, Hoosier CO7s. Driving it there. Make sure y'all watch the video. It's going to be a banger. There's a lot of people coming from far away, so make sure you give me a sub and a like if you would, because it is going to be some epic footage in a couple days, about 1 more week. September 15th is when I'm going to try to drop it. You know, I'll do the races on the 13th, and I've got a camera guy coming. We got drones. I got Insta360. I mean, this is going to be awesome. You're going to get POV footage of me driving the car, like real hardcore action. It's going to be the most incredible thing. I'm doing a whole movie for y'all. I promise. I'm going to go super hard on it. I took somebody for a ride along on Sunday, and they were like speechless, like genuinely, completely speechless. And it was for a few moments, and then finally they got their wits back about them. But it was so much fun giving somebody a ride along. So I think I'm gonna do more of that. I like ride reactions and giving people experiences they've never had before. It's super fun. This is probably like one of those gratifying videos, like you see those, like people in India or China or somewhere making stuff, and it's all cool, It's probably why all of y'all are enjoying watching paint dry. Let me see about getting this camera back close, and I can answer more questions. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Crossrunner 13. Hello from Kansas. Hello. How long we're gonna take? Oh yeah. Yeah, those intake runners are super long. And that 413. Pretty cool. Yeah, fun stuff. Stuff looks pretty. That'd be nice. Get this thing dried. I can probably start putting it in tomorrow. I'll still probably have to modify the tunnel a little bit. People keep telling me I'm gonna have to modify the tunnel. I believe it. I do. What do I do for work? I exist. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Once upon a time, I built race cars. Lots. Had 3 chassis dynos. Had plenty of guys working for me. So that's probably why you see some guy in his barefoot building cool stuff in his garage, because it's just about 16 years worth of professional race car experience. So now it's nice to do it just for me and the ones I love, my people. And the occasional person, if they ask, really, really nice with a lot of greenbacks in their hand. But pretty rare. Wife, man. You got no wife? She, me. No. I got a girlfriend. I got a, real nice lady. But I damn sure ain't got no wife. No, don't need one of them. I can cook, I can clean. Let's see, what else? That's about all you really need, ain't it? And everything else, I get that too, so it's all right. I like to travel and live a nice, full life. Not be beholden. Yeah. She's wearing probably something super fun. The picture on my phone is super nice. So, something pretty sexy. Yeah. Always. My sweet lady, if you're watching. Yeah. Which I doubt, because she minds her own business. She does her shit. It's great. Yeah, I managed to pick. Yeah, I got lots of them. Been there. I can't read that part of it. Yucatan. Not exactly there, but I kind of been a little close to there. Them regions of the world there, around them parts. Not there in particular, but been around them parts. Let's see. How do you build race cars? I go to school. Nope. Answering that backwards. No, didn't go to school. Sure didn't. No, ain't got time for that. So I got into building cars. It's probably started out with dirt bikes. We were building dirt bikes, riding bikes as a young age, and I was exposed to aircraft and aircraft literally building, like manufacturing wings and all kinds of short takeoff and landing and extra cargo capacity, all kinds of cool stuff, jungle, bush flying, that kind of thing. So I was exposed to that, which then led into knowledge of automotive, or just stuff. And here I am, just self-taught. I don't recommend going to school unless it's for something you really need and you're really going to do and commit to. And not too many people can do that at a young age. So they go to school and don't know what for, just to find out they wasted 4 years of their life or however many, and then got all this money to pay back. So instead, I went out and got to the money before everybody else at my age in college. So now I'm a serial entrepreneur. I just do stuff like paint transmissions and cool stuff for cool companies and people. Hey, New Zealand. What's up, yo? I got a cousin over there. Granddad's junk. Yeah, I got a cousin over in New Zealand. Sure enough. I need to get over there. Here there's a lot of cool stuff. And I like being far away from places. And New Zealand apparently has a lot of far away from places. Yes. Can't miss no spots now. Skate pump. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you're an entrepreneur, like you just get money and stuff. You have certain investments that do well and keep doing better and better the more you feed them and do stuff with it. So got out of the rat race long time ago now. Now I can build cool turbo cars for my family. Yeah. Appreciate it, Johnny. Appleseed or what? Sunny Jappleseed. Great. Yeah, it needs to put a little shine on it. Can't have my boy spending all that billet and turtled money and not make it actually pretty. Got to do them better than that. Did the engine block too like that. This thing's got some cool stuff, parts inside of it. It's got Crower billet I-beam rods. It's got Crower 4340 Enduro crank in it. It's got a bicycle Pro Nitrous pistons. It's pretty cool. It's pretty. New Zealand North Island is a small place. Yeah. Cool. It's nice and quiet. It's in South Island on the west coast. Nice. Yeah, I need to get way out in like the woods where all the high strangeness happens. Chris Rage, pretty. I know, right? Pretty blue. It's pretty. Yes. Dodge. Overdrive. Heavy old crazy looking thing, huh? I reckon I'll probably paint the rest of it once it's in the air not in the air, in the car, you know, from underneath the bottom. Get this side another coat. Covers up that casting nice, the paint and the blue. Good coat, thick though. Yeah, heck yeah, super thick. I want to cover up all the casting imperfections if at all possible. No, I'm not worried about heat. We have a massive transmission cooler. I don't get her. I noticed something about cars and race cars. You know what? The less you care, the longer they last. The more you care, the quicker it's going to blow up. I always remember that. That's why my green car does so well. Because the motor in it, I don't care. I got it about 6 years ago. It was used when I bought it. Maybe 7 years ago. Used when I bought it. It takes a bunch of nitrous. Keeps ticking. I don't question it. I just keep spraying it lots. And it likes me for it. Nice. Well, let's do a little more here. Little slippity slop. Plenty on there. Can't be lacking now. Grandpa wouldn't approve if it was thin. Yeah, Phil's gonna like this. Might even be worthy of sending a picture over to old Cope Racing Transmission himself. Look at America Blue. That's how I'll hit the rest of it on the underneath. What do we got here? Car culture, America being imported. And sodium hydroxide, I know, right? Catch a little rinse in your prime phosphorus, top coat, whatever. Nice. Yeah, I got some. I know exactly what that is. Sodium hydroxide. That is a good stuff. I got something like it, and this thing was so nasty. Like this transmission was so nasty. I mean, the truck, the core, you know, that they got it out of, that truck must have been buried up to its windshield in clay. You know, it was awful, man. So it was pretty bad. This thing already had many hours of cleaning in it. It didn't even make no sense. But this right here, this Rust-Oleum stuff, I have found a direct metal paint. It is absolutely savage. It does not come off. You can paint right over oil. It's ridiculous. It's oil based, so it doesn't seem to care. I mean, not excessive amounts, but you know, like little bits. It's pretty cool. Anyway, good stuff. I'll give that a go next time, I suppose. Yeah, this shit's pretty thick, pretty tough. I like it. Well, it was a used case. I mean, you know, it's all billet inside, you know, all gangster. Billet inside. I had a 200R4. That rust was good for frames too. Yeah, I know it. It's awesome, isn't it? That's what I did the bottom side with under that car. I'll show you the black here in a minute when I get this last coat of paint here on, or you know, this bell housing done. And I'll show you all the underside, the chassis. I did it with the same paint, but black, you know, from Rust-Oleum. I did it awesome. I did a couple cars with it because I got a gallon. It's gone pretty far, needless to say. And done a couple chassis with it, and they look so good. Hold up, too. I've gotten to see it after about 2 years now. And it really, really is nice. Hoping to have this transmission in and running by Saturday morning, because we really want to take this car to the track too, but not with not to run it, but just to take it to show it because it's so pretty, and then we'll run it some other time. That's what's up. Good stuff. Just about got it. Probably good enough for a bell housing, I reckon. Yeah. Come back on this clean off. Scuff that down. Yeah, Skate Punk, we're trying to bring the car, whether it makes a pass in it or not. You know, it's not, I'm not recommending he actually makes a lick in this thing, because he needs to get a handle on it first. I mean, a lot of car just to be jumping in and making a full send pass at this point, even though it's been fast. The car has been very fast, but it's just not wise to go from nitrous and pretty fast to turbos and stupid fast on a random, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let's take it up there and do, like, yeah, let's go do this a little safer, you know, like little maybe private, or get it used to it on the street, stuff like that, you know, ride around. Take it to the dyno, all that first. Let's see. Yeah, street stuff first. Yeah, definitely. A couple street hits and cruise around and all that. Yeah. Get the bottom of this much as I can without having to put it up, do too much once it's in the car on the bottom side. So it's crevices and junk here. Dang it, man. Yikes. Dang Dodge looking all goofy. All the goofy stuff. Guess I'll get that once I put it up in the air. Good enough. Put the lid on it. What car are they going into? Going into 67 Dodge Dart. Yeah. Like what? Killer video. Careful with background blur. Yeah, I know what you mean. Skate punk. Right. Yeah. Exactly. I was told by a pretty big YouTuber, privacy once lost is really hard to gain. And I definitely value my privacy more than probably any of these folks. It's fun. Like, I love people, but I love y'all over there. Not, right, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm a really peaceful type of person. I'm friendly, but then I like to have my alone time, which is most of the time. And that's what's nice about not having an old lady. Go wherever the hell I want, when I want. And I do. I even take this one with me. Right there, baby. Yeah, I love you, girl. I know, right? Can't believe they turned a dart into neon. I know, right? I know. Stupid looking little thing. Okay, so that's cool. Let me rinse out this, let me rinse out this, or whatever I'm supposed to do with it when it's done. I got some paint thinner around here someplace, or some gasoline. Yeah, I know we got E85. Let me get a thing of E85 and put that in some corn. Splish splash. Let's see what we got. I bet this plus a little bit of fuel. Save the brush. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of fuel will do the brush some good. Preserve it some. Nice torque convertible. That's the car it's going in. Pretty much ready. You put the tires on, transmission in it. See about some 85. Let me put this phone in something and then splash a little 85 all over the place. Got the Impala at a super secret spot. Oh shoot. The green car done got it someplace waiting. It's race. Used a couple pounds of nitrous. Up there, it wasn't too bad. Couple gallons of fuel and nitrous, but I drove that green car 2 hours to the track, and it did good. Didn't leave me down. Did real nice. Yeah, there we go. Get the goo out. Let it sit right there. What's the Dodge running? It ran at 580s 10 years ago. Now, I don't know, a lot faster. We sped it up since then on nitrous, and then now we made some changes with the turbos and all that, so a bit more fast. Yeah, we intend on bringing it on this 13th, the race of the 13th. Had to get this thing some paint. Oh, engine. That's a Mopar Performance R3 NASCAR block. It's got 6-bolt heads, like 6-bolt block. Extra, it's got 4, you know, regular from the factory, like a Ford kind of. It's got 2 extra ones per cylinder. It's got studs in the bottom, studs in the top. It's O-ringed. It's got receiver grooves in the cylinder heads with copper gaskets. It's got Indy 360-1 W2 cylinder heads, solid roller camshaft, boost, boost friendly cam. We've got an E85, CSU all billet E85 blow through carburetor, dual feed, 4-feed carb for 2,500 to 3,000 horsepower roughly. We got to change the fuel pump still to a 4303 Magna fuel. It's got an A1000 that was on the nitrous deal, but all we gotta do is swap it out. We got the fittings and all that stuff. We've got 2 76mm turbochargers, some 60mm gates, waste gates, and 1 7/8 primaries on the headers. Boost reference regulator. All the vacuum lines are done proper with, no dang safety wire and zip ties, nothing like that. It's all proper, every last bit of it, down to it's got Y blocks down on there all the way, every piece. Oil lines, but boost reference stuff that all goes into the cab, and then inside it's got a -6 line on the other side of that goes down to a log, and then that log has all the boost reference for sensors and all that stuff inside on the wiring panel. And then that's the vacuum line, the main boost reference coming off, coils behind there. It's got the big cap, crank trigger, all the good stuff. That's what the Dodge is running. Boost controller, got the lines hooked up on the gates. Well, sweet bear, let's take a look here. Seats, street, parachute handle, wiring, would have cost a lot to build. Yeah, for sure. He's owned the car since '91, and I built the car. He financed the parts, but I mean, it's my brother. So this fortunate soul got all of this, plus shaved firewall and wiring and fuel to all that stuff for just being my brother. Yes, but yeah, anything costs to build. I mean, any fast car, you ain't going fast unless you spend a lot of money. Parachute, pretty fun. Give me a sub, Granddad's Junk. I promise I won't disappoint. Got some cool videos on the car, on this car, and even my other car, my 4-door. Back seat still in it. And the cage put in there nice and tight. Got the switch panel, But yeah, the seats are awesome. These seats are Amazon seats for like $500 for the seats. And then we got the big boost happy button right there for moon boost. Got Fuel Tech FT450. That's just for gauges. It doesn't actually run anything. It just has gauges. That's the only point of having it. AEM. This is a boost controller, and that is a wideband O2 sensor. And Amazon seats are like $500. Jet black. I know they're super nice. They also slide front and back and fold also. Then I did the thanks Granddad's Junk, appreciate that. I also did pin out, swing out door bars on there, both of those with a swing out clasp also over there for the seat back bar right there. Pretty fun. Gotta have some cup holders. You gotta have them. Neat car. So that's that. I'm sure Phil will love his transmission of power device. These are really hard and expensive goods. I know it, man. Now they're on Amazon. They're cheap. They're everywhere. Pick what you want, what pattern, what color. I'm telling y'all, China's been good to us. Everybody got, mixed feelings, but I'll tell you, China's been good to us. China seats. And most of this shit's made over there, honestly. The thing I'm broadcasting is made in China. I mean, you guys are watching on something that's built in China. So, I love America. I mean, red, white, blue. It's pretty obvious. But China, they ain't done us no wrong. I get more yin-yang turbskis right here. Same with the gates. Same with the blow-off valves, Yeah, eBay and Amazon. They've been dang killing it now. Doing good. Even the piping, this piping and stuff, I'm sure. Who knows? Get it at Summit, but you know where they're getting it from. Yeah. But the stuff that matters made in America. We got Billet Crower made in American rods, crank, Wiseco pistons, Crower Billet solid roller cam, Crower lifters. I mean, Harlan Sharp Billet aluminum rockers. Just got everything. It's pretty cool. In fact, check out this. Let's see, this is loose. Oh, it is loose. Look at that. Oh. These are Billet Harlan Sharp. Everything else is Crower rods, crank, camshaft, and lifters. 38 and 58 Plymouth. Hey, now that Plymouth, that wouldn't happen to be like that Christine looking like the Fury or something now, Granddad's Junk, would it? Crower, yeah, they make the best, arguably, but yeah, the best rods, right? Escape pump, yeah. This thing's got Crower billet I-beams in it. It's meant for all of what these turbos can chooch. It's one of those buy once, cry once purchases, right? Hey, a 318 Poly and a Savoy. Is it a 4-door or 2-door, Granddad's Junk? Four-door and right-hand drive. Man, that's cool. I love a 4-door, but if you could get a 2-door body and swap that thing over, that would be nuts. A right-hand drive Christine. Telling you, probably a lot of value in that. do something like that. Soon. Show you all the paint like I promised. The Rust-Oleum on the K-member here. So I cut the K-member and put this tube in it. That way you can get the oil pan down, plated it, get the oil pan down with no interference. Got some QA1s, Mancini aluminum strut rods, and I know those shocks are boo-boo, so are the brakes, but we got brakes coming, and Vikings also for this thing. But QA1 upper lower, Mancini lower strut rod, lightened up the K-member, crank trigger right there. Alternator, move that down. I got electric water pump. That's electric water pump there. Ready to go. Bash plate to protect the sump. Yeah, this thing's above. It'd be height. Ain't nothing wrong with it though. I said it's above. It's below. I lied. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with no bash plate at all. I ain't mad at it, but oh well. Tell Phil, don't be dumb. Don't drive over shit. You'll be alright. And if you do, that's what welders are for. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. But we like to be able to do everything except pull the crank in the vehicle. Really nice. Just be able to pull the pan down, pull the heads off if we want, rods, pistons, bearings, put it all back. It's pretty sweet for, race car type service. But I can't lie, it's nice to, I have wheelie skis. I call them wheelie skis on my car. And in case it comes down, it'll knock on my wheelie skis, 2 pieces underneath the frame rail. And the old family bash, first wheelie. Yeah, but the car doesn't wheelie, and he's owned it since 1991, so we've done figured out how to make it not wheelie. So it just doesn't. So no big deal. Yep. No need. No need at all. It just totes them a teeny tiny little bit. It doesn't do that big springy in the air and, like loosey-goosey, boingy bounce type shit. It just eats and stays on the back tire. Stays on it. None of that stuff. But if it's a big old loosey-goosey, like 650 car, then yeah, it definitely needs that. But I ain't gonna need none of that in here either, because we don't go up in the air like that no more. A long time ago, land far away, but not now. I found out some key ingredients to going fast and keeping the front end down, even on no prep, on slippery stuff. So, no more big wheelie crash down. That's cool. Strength of the chassis. That's nice. Yeah. I mean, depends on what chassis you got, right? Whose is which and which is what and what's been tied in and hasn't been, This thing's pretty far away from any more, what I mean? Like, it's got a full cage and strut bars and subframe connectors and all that stuff. So it's pretty tight. Extremely nice and tight. So, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's for sure. I know he ain't run over nothing in, 30 years? Knocked it in yet. And he's wheelied it a little bit. We got past all them big wheelie climb up type stuff, and just chooch out the gate instead. Right, holding something. I know. That's why we don't run over stuff. Oh, here comes the ghetto birds. Yeah. Well, I don't run wheelie bars, skate pump. Run small tire stuff and no bars, but What I'm saying is, chassis wise, is instead of wheeling a car, there's a lot more to it than that, right? Like bar angles and, you know, instant center, where it's set at, how much bite you got in it, how quick you're letting the front end come up, how much limit you got in it, what your weight bias is, your wheelbase. Gear ratio has a ton to do with it. On gear ratio, like starting line gear ratio and stuff, you can really knock it down quite a ways and just make the thing just become an absolute rocket ship and plant the tire versus climb the ring gear, you know, and do big wheelies and stuff. So he's got to add a ton of power when you do that. You have to have a lot of power to pull it up out of there. But there's a lot of things you can do to keep the front end down, and thankfully both these cars have definitely, you know, gotten way past all that stuff when it comes to that. Not going up in the air. Cool. Well, I'm a professional drag racers. Hey, you're only professional if you get paid for it, right? um, two big old 86s. No, they're 76s. Pretty good size though for a small block. You know, they run pretty good. They supposedly they'll make about 2,000 horsepower on full toots with both of them, which I don't intend to. Really intend to make about 1,300 to the hub on 20 pounds is what I'd like to see. What up, yo? Waving from wherever you're at. That's cool. What did you do to keep the front end down? Well, like I said, there's a lot you can do. I mean, limiters, shock speed, you know, extensions. But with this particular car, it's got some caveman suspension. It doesn't even have adjustable shocks on it. And this car, I found that running a low gear, such as a 350. Yeah, I got anti-lag too. Yeah, on here. So a low gear ratio keeps the front end down. It does not let it climb. It only motivates the car forward. It'll get a little bit of a wheelie, but it's just 60 foot's mean hard. To give you an idea, my Impala back in 2016 went a 104 to the 60 foot, 295 to the 330, and a 462 at 153 miles an hour in the eighth of a mile. And that was a 370 gear on a 29-inch tall tire with a 156 first gear 2-speed, same transmission that's in it now, 156 ratio. So the thing shifts at about 450 feet, but it'll only pick the tire 1 inch off the pavement, but it'll go in the 60 foot. So yeah, it's interesting. Gear and converter and power management. Yeah, anti-lag. It's got trans brake and anti-lag. He can switch between the two. So from a dig, he can have his trans brake, and he can then turn it loose. You know, hit a switch, and then use it for anti-lag. Yeah, the 60 foot. Yeah, man, 1.04 60 foot. And this car on nitrous, ramping in slow with different torsion bars, you know, front spring type devices in here, torsion bars, like not good ones at all. And it's been 136, this car. And we changed the torsion bars and brought nitrous in a lot faster. We don't know how much faster it goes, but lots and lots. So you know, should go some 20s, high teen, low 20, 60 footers on this car. And then my green car, now that I've got a small used hydraulic roller big block in there, it'll realistically cut probably 1 teens. I'd like to see teens or bottom 20s this Saturday up at the track. I want to see some, you know, high 18, 118, 119, somewhere in there, 117, 60s, and that's on no prep. I don't know how much torque yet to the tires. I'm not sure. It hasn't been on the dyno. Paint is drying. Oh, not sure, but lots. I'd like to see 1,500 foot-pounds on 20 pounds of boost. Pretty cool. Are you just tuning in? Yes, sir. Been a lot of stuff discussed. Got an all billet internal Chrysler overdrive transmission. Yeah, north side of 1,000 foot-pound. That's right. Yeah. So that's neat. And then twin turbo skis on a Dodge. What up, Bear? What you doing Pretty cute girl. Yeah, wish the damn green car was here. But we only got how many days? What, a couple days? 3 more days till I'm turning that thing loose. Studs in the pan. That's kind of cool. Thanks. Yeah, give me a sub if you would, Pablo. If you don't already. For sure. Yeah, John Cope, shout out. You got that right. Gangsta Gang, all the cool stuff. And A&A Transmission up in Indiana. They also got some cool stuff in here, too. Yeah, we're going to put on the rollers. We're going to go start to the hubs. Here in about 2 weeks, we'll go to the dyno. See what this thing runs like. It's going to eat. I can't wait. This thing's going to be retarded. Shooting fire out of that joker. Yes, sir. Then we want to try some stuff out on the highway. We got a couple motorcycles we beat last year in November or October. Appreciate it, Pablo. We got some guys we beat with motorcycles. In fact, Pablo, since you just subbed, check out in the videos Dodge versus the world. And it's that Dodge right there just pushing back a whole pack of leader bikes, twin turbo small block G body, a nitrous big block C10. I think that's it, but it's all in one night. It's ridiculous. Skate Punk keep saying shady side. Yeah, one of these days. For sure. Gotta fill one more bottle. Yeah, what's up, William Hudson? Yeah. Only used about 4 pounds of nitrous on Sunday. It wasn't too bad. I'm glad he decided to put the turbos up out the top. He didn't want to cut the body, so decided to put the turbs keys up high. There's a kit. I think CX Racing sells a kit for Dodge A-body, and they have to cut all this out. You have to dig all into here and cut it all out. It's pretty gross, so I'd rather just make it pretty. Welded all the holes shut on the fender wells. Painted everything. Made a plate for his firewall. Plated it all off, you know. Shaved it real nice. Put a bunch of work in. Put the bars in, did all that. It'll be at that track, the 13th Paradise. We're planning on bringing this thing on the 13th on Saturday, just to show it off. Not necessarily run it. Pretty cool. Does anybody have any technical questions? You want to know anything like tech stuff? I'll answer whatever. I know somebody's going to ask something. Base compression on the motor, 11 to 1. Alan. Flat tops, 4-inch stroke, 4.065 bore with a 6.123 connecting rod. Solid roller, 740 lift, 112 lobe separation, and gosh, I forget the duration. It's a lot, like 288, 296 at 50 or something. I can't remember. Cubic inches, that is a 416 cubic inch motor. And it's got 245 cc runner intake runners on the heads. And the push rod pinch is moved over. In fact, it looks like this might be loose. Here. Horsepower and torque, don't know. Transmission is there, paint drying. I'm looking for 1,300 to the hubs, to the back hubs on the rollers at 20 pounds of boost. I kind of like doing math and stuff, and the maths to where it should make about 1,600 on 20 pounds. Really. And let's see under here, see if I can. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all cool Dodge rocker arm stuff. All right, here's what makes these heads really special. check out the rocker arm. Your push rod is here, but your valve is here. And normally your push rod is going to be over here. And see how it would intrude into that runner? So now this intake runner does not have a bump in it like most heads have a bump for the intake for the push rod pinch. This thing's been moved. The push rod itself has been moved way over, and look at the angle. Notice that crazy angle it's on? That's because it's trying to get up underneath that runner down to the lifter down there. And so these things have a severe offset on the intake. Look at that. Look how wide this intake, these push rods are here to allow for the intake volumes. These are massive cylinder heads. They flow a lot of air. Skate pump with the money bag. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. How's the spark plug access with the headers? Hit that one. That one, no problem. These two, you got to do from the bottom side, but the other side is just as easy as these two, all four of them. What heads? Indy 360-1s, W2 based cylinder head. And I ported the exhaust side. For some reason, they had tiny little exhaust ports. They're for a factory style header. They're really small, and I cut almost a 1/4 inch out of these things width. Raised the roof a little bit and put a whole bunch of what's up, Coleman? Mechanical. And then Mopar's interesting header designs. I know, right? So anyways, ported the exhaust side, opened that up quite a ways, and yeah, so it's got ported exhaust with factory, whatever Indy offers it with the intake. It's the ignition system. It is a MSD 6AL. Thanks to the 6AL with a 6 BTM box on top of it, and another 2-stage retard box for moon boost, retard and more timing on top of that, with a 2-step rev limiter on top of all of that, and a crank trigger down there with a big cap distributor like for nitrous. Yeah, Commander Massacre. What's up, yo? Kerosene cucumbers. Hello. So yeah, the heads flow significantly well. Yeah, it's what we like to call, what is that? An exotic headed Dodge. Exotic headed. Yeah, you ain't gonna outshift this thing, brother. It's a bottom 5-second, high 4-second, 8-mile car, man. So there ain't really no room for stick shifts around these parts unless it's way on back there. 15 cars behind me, Jimmy. Yeah. Let's see. Look at, we see it run over side. High distributor at the block. No, it's right there. Jet black. It's in the back like a Chevrolet, trying to trick you like a Chevy. And then got a crank trigger on the front though. Yeah. I can't wait to see it run either. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Brian. Yeah. Water pump. That is a... Oh, hold on. I'll give you the line on the brand now. Hang on. Davies Craig electric water pump. So you'll notice there is no water pump because we got 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag. So this is 1 water line, 2 water line. You can see where it's got a fitting right there, and that is another fitting. Let's see, right there. So you see the water pump plate? So it pulls from those 2 fittings, and it goes to that Y block. Then it has an electric Davies Craig water pump, centrifugal water pump right here, and there's your main line, coming off the bottom of the radiator, AN line, and then it goes to the inlet of the Davies Craig water pump, centrifugal pump, and it keeps it cool. Does a great job. It's a small block NASCAR design or Mopar. It's a small block NASCAR design, or rather, It's a Mopar performance engine block for a NASCAR series called the R3 block. Oil system. Oil system is a 8-quart sump pan, but you know what? Since you're asking oil, you're gonna like this. All right, Josh Brown got with the cool questions. All right, well, we got a sumped pan, or big sump pan. I ported the oil pump heavily, took it all apart, ported it really nicely, like super love the flow on it. But here's something cool you're gonna like. This line is coming off the drain plug. It's a -8. It goes up here and it feeds this oil pump. What I'm tapping here. That is an aircraft primer oil pump. And from there, it's got a solenoid that you can see here. I'm touching. An oil solenoid comes out of there and it goes into the oil filter right there on the side of the engine block. What that does is it's a primer pump, and before we cut the car on, we can prime it up, get oil pressure on this thing, get oil flowing through it all, and crank it with it already oil already running through it. And as soon as it cranks up, cut the switch off, and then it won't back out. It won't put oil pressure back out of the filter. It'll stop at the solenoid right there. So that is an Avionics aircraft oil pump. And it's an internal oil system, but it's an Avionics primer pump on there, or backup pump, whatever you want to call it. Got to think stuff. You got to be 20 steps ahead of failure when you are building street cars and race cars. Race cars are one thing to build, but a high-powered street car, there is so much stuff you need to consider when it comes to high-powered street cars, things that can fail. So there's a lot of thought that's been put into this, as far as, at least all the cars I put together, what it takes to really drive it, like super drive this thing. So that's pretty fun. What kind of carb is that? That is a CSU branded all billet aluminum carburetor, and turns out it's a BLP. Look up BL, like Boy Larry products, Barry Larry products, and it's a builder carb that Kevin over there modified, did a nice job with. But the metering blocks were trash. The power valves that he makes were trash. His 85 completely bricked. It's got new metering blocks. Modified them the same way he did in most ways, but not quite. Just one. I did one thing differently that I like. I think it's a little more tunable. And then putting different put the eBay or Amazon power valves in there. I'm sure you'd have a conniption fit if you knew that, but hey, they work. And those are in there with new BLP metering blocks, and drilled out the main wells and all that stuff for 85. So that's what we got there. Dual feed. Rubber shooting cars are always special build. Yes, sir. I actually drove my Impala 2 hours to the racetrack and ripped off a mean pass. I won't tell you how fast it is, but it's definitely a sub 6.0. It went faster than a 6.0 in the 8th. I promise you that. That's pretty fun. Little 5-second street car. Fun stuff. Well, oil. Rerun Gibbs. Driven. Where's that stuff at? I'll show you some. If y'all like what we got. Here we are. Here we go. We run Driven Racing Oil. 1550, and pretty good stuff. Real slippery. If you spill it on the floor, you'll regret it. It's a whole lot of sticky. It's hard to get off of stuff. Once it's on the floor, like on your hands and stuff, it is like, and you're like slippery super glue. Really something. Yeah, fun stuff. Quite a lot. Hour and 35 minutes here. Talking about Dodge. Old Dodge things. So, maybe some of y'all know that Strange Strange and them, in Willwood, they sell this master cylinder right there, and they all market it as theirs, right? You know, manual master cylinder. Well, it turns out those are from a Chrysler minivan. They always have been. They're Chrysler minivan master cylinders. That's what's on here. That's what all of them are. The one on my Impala has a Mitsubishi symbol on it. I got it from Strange. Let's see, anything else y'all want to know? Turbos, any particulars on turbos? This is what did I say? This is a 76 millimeter compressor with a, what was that on the exhaust side? It was 10 millimeters smaller than my buddy Lee's, and he has 84 millimeter wheels, I think. And I think we got 74 millimeter, 76, 74 millimeter. And he's got 0.82 aspect ratio AR, and I've got a 0.93 on these ones, with a little bit smaller diameter wheel for a little more speed. So should light pretty fast. I reckon. Well, guess I'm gonna jump off. Paint's drying or dry. Thank you all very much. Give me a sub if you like. And it's gonna be a wild video next week. About Monday, Tuesday, it's gonna be, I mean, savagery. I promise y'all. It's gonna be cool, drone footage and everything. So, yep. See y'all in the next one. Thank you.